I think it was about 30 seconds into the meeting with y'all that I realized that this platform sort of matches how my brain thinks and gets you to solutions so much quicker. It was just one of those amped up conversations that just rolled, and could have stayed in the meeting for 2 hours just trying to figure out the quickest way to provide different ways to teach and also different ways to access crucial information depending on how a person learns. And I think that's what Just Play really provides for us. Well, we're not going to get outworked. Okay, and if there's a creative solution to a problem, we have staff meetings. It's not a to-do list; it's a to-fix. You come off a game that you didn't play really well. The diagnosis is easy. I mean, we know what we did wrong. We know we could watch the film for 3 hours and watch every play with the players. It's just not efficient. And you're going to lose them after 20 anyway. So I think to be able to dial up analytics, to drop them on top of, to have some play designs, to have some mistakes being made on paper, on the film, being able to have the players log in and find things whenever they need to. The virtual playbook helps a lot with the diagrams. Just people learn differently. So for me, in the middle of an ACC season, I know what the solutions are. I've always known, right? I just needed tools to make it more efficient problem solving. Head coach never has a tough transition, do they? You have to ask the assistant coaches. I am a routine person. I am definitely somebody who, especially on game day or game prep, I do it the same way. I'm a pack rat full of old folders. I can close my eyes right now and remember what we ran to beat Carolina 4 years ago at Carolina, the play, who ran it, what the coverage was. So I got it all. I had 3 questions, and that was the biggest one, is like, are you going to help us download my pack rat of plays that I've had for 19 years at Miami? I can't lose that data, right? If that answer was a no or a maybe, it wasn't going to happen. But that answer was a clear yes this time, and that was a behemoth job. That was a lot of work for y'all. And you promised me that you had people that would do it, and I mean, literally maybe 2 hours after we made the agreement, I was getting my stuff fresh in a new platform. So change is hard, but what Just Play did, it was just you guys were in charge of that transition. You didn't dump it on us. You took it over for us, and it was seamless for me. I'm sure my assistants had a little bit more work, but for me, that was the big guarantee that it'd be a seamless transition. I think it's really important, and I yelled it in practice, just mid-January practice. A couple players called him out, said, "Get your nose in the playbook. Like, get your nose in the playbook. Like, we can't rep it anymore on the court, and you're not. It's not working for you. And so there's no. Well, I don't learn this way. Okay, well, we have another platform. Do you like diagrams? Because we got that. Do you like video? We got that. And then we got reps. And then So I think that's where the combination of I've had visual players. I've had players that have to watch it first. I have players that had to do it first. Now we can present every way of learning, and within the same platform. The 20-hour limit. Okay, so 20 hours that we can require them, that's never going to make an All-American. I don't care how good you are. Like, the 20 hours that the coaches have with the team is great. But this allows a player who wants to be great to spend a couple more hours, ask questions, have solutions in front of them, not to be embarrassed. Some players are embarrassed to ask a question in practice, but they can go watch it. They can go dig it. They can go find their own answers. And that excuse is out the window now with Just Play. Like, well, I need to see myself doing it. Well, there you are. It's on there. We've uploaded it. You can see it. Well, I need to see someone else doing it. It's there too. I need to see a diagram. It's there too. And you can do it on your own time. We can get more shots up when we're all together. We can get more team stuff when we're all together, but your actual learning, we don't, these days it's hard to stop an entire practice for one player who it doesn't comprehend, but you can send them to the sideline. You can send them to their, they can do it in the locker room. So you can make it a team assignment, a captain's assignment. The junior class should get together and watch film. The sophomore class is in charge of the blobs, that type of stuff. Have them preload the scouts and get ahead when they're really fired up about a game and they don't feel like they know the personnel on the other team well enough. Well, it's there for them. So those are things that if you want to be great, this absolutely helps you. And my individual player meetings, now there's a analytics portion of it. There always has been, but I was doing it. I was looking at a stat sheet, figuring out what their point per shot attempt was, figuring out the per 40-minute things, ranking my team in order of usage, ranking them in order of efficiency, and then combining it and then saying, this is where you are. Well, now it's like, hey, Bob, get me ready for the player meetings. And he uses Just Play and gets the information organized on one sheet, and the players just absorb it. The player meetings are longer now, but I'm talking less. They're asking more questions, so that's always good. I had to add an extra 15 minutes because they dug into it pretty deeply.
Yeah, Coach, I was thinking the shot charts we show in film and scouting reports, the advanced analytics, the points per shot attempt, the efficiency ratings, lineup analysis. We look at it all, and Coach said initially it's how her brain works, and that it fits perfectly with where we are as a coaching staff and what we preach to our team. And numbers don't lie, and those numbers tell a lot to our team and about other teams as well. When we're scouting, we look at those numbers and see if it matches up with what we see on the film, and a lot of times it does, and it helps get our team to buy in and be confident in the game plan.
Yeah, well, it's great to have like I'm telling you, the visual platform of this is you, and Bob does a nice job, puts their picture in there and that kind of thing, so they're already engaged because they're seeing themselves, right? So number one, you got them hooked, right? And then there's some type of a pie chart or a graph or something that's visual. This is where you are, this is where compared to the other first team all ACC players from last year, right? So any category you want, you can do a comparison. So and then you say, this is you last year. Of course, compare, you're that's who you really need to beat, is the last version of you, and just hard numbers. And it takes a little bit to explain just kind of what they mean, but it helps so much when then in our drills we'll say, okay, and Bob can, in our practice drills can also give that same information the next day. What we meant was, this is you in this drill. Let's say we call it the fever chair drill. This is how you were. This was your efficiency numbers. Bob can stat it up right out of practice and show it to them so they start to understand kind of what we're saying. We were playing an opponent last week, and they had this highly, highly efficient player. I mean, she was 1.37 point per shot attempt, which is unheard of, and not someone you really talked about in the scouting report. But we, because of the analytics, when I said 1.37, the team went, what? No one's that good. I'm like, she just doesn't take a lot of shots. She doesn't score a lot, but I'm telling you, this is the most efficient player you've played so far this year. And she had a pretty bad game against us because my players had the attention on her.